Answering MCAT questions in under 60 seconds. Which process is always spontaneous at all temperatures? And here the answer choices are all showing us basically whether delta H or delta S is positive or negative, okay, in different combinations. So for this question, we need to recognize that this is testing our knowledge of this equation. Delta G is equal to delta H minus the temperature in Kelvin, absolute temperature, multiplied by delta S, okay? And the goal here is to figure out when delta G is going to be spontaneous at all temperatures, regardless of the value of T, right? So spontaneous delta G means that it's got to be negative. So overall, when we plug in the delta H and the delta S here, it's got to end up being negative, right? So what are the signs of delta H and delta S that will make delta G negative? Well, delta H, if we make it negative, right, that's going to favor a spontaneous reaction. So we definitely want delta H to be less than 0. So we're going to rule out C and A, okay? With delta S, however, notice that there's a built-in negative sign right here. The temperature can't be negative because it has to be in Kelvin, which is always 0 or above, right? So delta S here has to be positive to make this whole thing negative, because if delta S is negative, it'll cancel with the negative sign to be positive, and that's making delta G more positive rather than more negative. So for this to be spontaneous or favor spontaneity, you want the delta S to actually be positive, right? So it has to be greater than 0, and so B's wrong and D is going to be correct. And this is indeed the combination that will make a reaction always spontaneous regardless of what the temperature is. When the reaction is exothermic, so delta H is negative, and then it is increasing entropy, right, where delta S is positive.